This is my experience using the iPhone 14 Pro Max, and this is me. We just pulled an all-nighter driving all the way from Toronto to NYC, and my friends here thought it would be a great idea to go golfing 18 holes with 2 hours of sleep. Yeah. I quickly took some time to jot down some notes for this video because, this video was not planned, and then it hit me. Tausif, you didn't even bring a golf shirt. And yeah, trust me, that's a thing. You gotta wear proper attire to a golf course.
Oh, this is nothing. Just something I woke up in.
We're bums? Hell no.
This is way too early. I can't do this.
My friend lives in this really cool part of town where you get this beautiful skyline of the entire city right below his building. Might record something here later.
I'm on less sleep than this thing was on charging, so let's see which one crashes first.
When we got to the actual golf course, our good friend here informed us that he actually didn't bring any golf balls. How convenient.
Alright, so we're out here on the golf course finally. I had to tee off right away because we have people like lined up. Just want to check out the camera, I want to check out the battery life. So we're going to test all those things out. So far, first impressions, the front-facing camera on this cinematic mode looks incredible. Like this is cinematic mode, 4K 24 frames per second. I love the background blur here, as you can see. It looks really nice. So yeah, you saw that hit. I'm not that great at golf. I just love going it. There's two things that frustrate me the most in this world: golf and FIFA. Out of those two things, I'm a pretty patient guy. The time right now is 10:35. I'm at 82% battery life. This thing is struggling a little bit. It's because, I have always on display. I'm also using GPS because I'm using this golf tracking app. So far, battery life is questionable if I'm gonna get through the day, but let's see how this goes.
So we wrapped up golf, all 18 holes by the way, and we decided to head into the city for a bit. I gotta say, first time actually walking through the streets of New York City. I get it. I can't explain it, but it just feels very different.
Crazy windy right now. I think there's like a storm coming from like over there. You can see the ominous clouds.
Recording a video right now. This is my view. Hold on.
Can you see that? Oh baby.
How is the location? As beautiful as I am, right?
I wanted to spend some time talking about the iPhone 14 Pro cameras. Hands down one of my favorite features about this phone. Having multiple lenses has been clutch. Here's the ultra wide angle, then 1x, then 2x, and then even the 3x. Having 3 different lenses on the back gives you so many options for composition. Just take a look at this example. Standing in one position, I'm able to fire off 4 different shots here. After a full days of work, we decided to head into the city in order to grab some food. The restaurant we went to is called Meat and Bread. Highly recommend their hot honey burger here, absolutely fantastic, and also their loaded fries. After this, we decided to head into the city, Times Square specifically, and I wanted to actually test both the video and photo capabilities in low light scenarios. Now, one thing I did notice with the iPhone 14 Pro is, it's the same thing with pretty much most smartphones, is that the main angle lens is going to be your best lens for low light, and you can see that here. These are with the main angle, but the moment I switch to a longer range lens, you can see that the image immediately becomes more noisier. But surprisingly, the front-facing camera still performed really well.
This is me testing out cinematic mode. I'm in Times Square right now.
However, when it comes to photography, I used all 3 lenses and didn't notice too much of a difference. The iPhone 14 Pro does a great job in processing regardless of the lens that you use. And then after walking around for quite some time, that was it for us. We took the subway back home and called it a night. Brand new day today. Again, we worked half the day and head out into the city for the afternoon. The first thing I wanted to check out this morning was the action camera mode. Surprisingly, this kept the shot quite steady as I walked around, but keep in mind you do need a lot of light for this to work well. And then I walked around the city a little bit more, taking photos of buildings. I love buildings. Now keep in mind, these are all straight out of camera. I have not edited these, I have not done anything to these photos, and I'm frankly very impressed with the quality of these cameras. It really begs the question, do I even need to travel around with a bigger camera when I can get this quality of photos out of this phone? Incredible. Okay, a couple things I wanted to talk about. Firstly, always on display. Not a fan at all. It's one of the first things I turned off after this week in New York City. It literally drained my battery and I found a noticeable difference once I turned it off. Another thing I wanted to mention, Apple touts peak brightness on this to be really great, and I completely agree. I'm in bright daylight here, and in max brightness or peak brightness, this thing is, very easy to read and very easy to see the screen. A few people also asked me about my thoughts on the purple color iPhone. Initially, I did not like it, but I gotta say it's definitely grown on me a bit. However, I still stuck with the black this year. As for Dynamic Island, I hate to say it, but I really think it's just a gimmick. To be quite honest, it hasn't been that useful for me. I mean, the odd time to jump into a call quickly or something, it may come in handy, but it's nothing that I really need, and it's nothing that I'm going to miss. Overall, I absolutely love the iPhone 14 Pro and Pro Max. However, I gotta say, if you have the 13 Pro, I really can't justify upgrading because the phones are just way too similar. However, if you do have an older iPhone, I really love the iPhone 14 Pro and Pro Max, and I think they're solid phones to pick up. In any case, we quickly grabbed lunch and we made our way to the Brooklyn Bridge because I wanted to try to get some money shots with the iPhone. I wanted to get the New York City skyline from the bridge because I heard you could get some pretty dope shots from there. And they weren't wrong. And can I remind you, these are coming out of an iPhone again? Maybe I just need to shoot with my iPhone more. I don't know why I'm so surprised. And that, my friends, about sums up my trip and my experience with the iPhone 14 Pro. I think the biggest takeaway for me has been how far the camera systems have actually come. I've been able to seamlessly switch between my iPhone and a nearly $10,000 Sony camera loadout without taking away much from the experience of this entire video you've just watched. And not to mention how much more convenient it is to carry and shoot with this around New York City. I think we're getting much closer to the saying, the best camera is the one that's on you. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, you know what to do. I'll see you guys in the next one.